All right, guys, today I'm gonna show you 5 boring YouTube channels that make 6 figures, sometimes 6 figures a year, but in many cases, 6 figures a month, actually for most of these, with almost no views. Because one thing that I think I've made it very clear to people who watch this channel quite often, but it's pretty easy to tell if someone's making a lot of money if they're getting a lot of views. That's relatively easy to tell. However, it's much more difficult to tell if someone's making a lot of money when they're not getting that many views. But all of these channels have been confirmed to have been making a good amount of money without getting that many views. And I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm gonna talk about, and I'm gonna tell you approximately how much money they're making. And to be honest, there's probably tens, if not hundreds of thousands of random channels out there that are making a full-time income and they're not getting a lot of views, and nobody would ever know about it unless they reveal it or unless you're able to do the things that I'm gonna talk about in this video. So this is going to be inspirational because I'm gonna be showing you a bunch of channels, showing you how they're making money, and hopefully this will give you ideas for starting a channel, pivoting the channel that you currently have, or making more money with the channel that you have as well. But more than that, this is also gonna be quite educational too, because I'm gonna tell you how to look for channels that are making a lot more money. So with that being said, if you appreciate me making this type of video, let me know by gently tapping that like button, and let's jump into it right now. All right, guys, first channel on the list is going to be Isaiah Harris Vocal Exercises and Warm-Ups. This very handsome gentleman right here is actually one of my students, one of my clients, but he actually listened to just my free content. He watched my free content on YouTube, and then he attended my free live trainings, and he was able to get results just from that alone. He was actually able to make it somewhere between 20 to 30K per month just from my free stuff on YouTube. By the way, I have a free live workshop coming up this week called Make Money with YouTube, YouTube Secrets, for as long as it takes for me to answer all the questions completely free. So do not miss out on this workshop. And if all that wasn't enough, it's a one-time workshop. I'm only presenting this information one time, and I'm giving away an AI. It's gonna make the entire process completely easy, called the Niche Validator Pro 2.3. And if you happen to miss it this week, click that link anyways, because it'll show you the next time that we're having one. So if you were to look at Isaiah's channel and you didn't know any better, if you just looked at the videos, you'd probably think, wow, he's not making that much money. I mean, he's doing okay, 1K views, 12K, 4K, etc. But you'd probably think he's not making much money from this channel. You'd probably think, why is he even wasting his time, right? And you might even look at a tool like vidIQ, which kind of guesstimates how much money they're making from AdSense, and it says he's making $69 to $207 every month from AdSense, which is also not that good. Or you might go to his view stats profile and it'll say he's making about $131 to $381 a month from AdSense, which is not that good as well. And he's only getting about 50,000 views a month. But the thing is, Isaiah is not monetizing in the way that most people out there monetize because he listened to me. See, Isaiah came from a background where he was mostly doing Facebook ads, and he hated the fact that Facebook was sending him a bunch of unqualified prospects. And so when he discovered my YouTube methods, he started posting on YouTube, and he started crushing it almost immediately. Now, you'll notice if you look at his About section that he's basically making this channel for experienced vocalists, singer-songwriters, worship leaders, and recording artists who refuse to settle for mediocrity. If you look at his banner, it's helping singers get album-ready vocals. So his product offerings, which involves his coaching mostly, is for people who basically want to go pro with singing. So this is not necessarily a mass market audience in terms of what he's selling. And he does mention that in his videos.
If you're over 50, but you're afraid,
and this is how he's been able to scale to, when he gave me a testimonial, $20,000 to $30,000 in a single month, almost immediately on YouTube, by selling a high-ticket coaching offering and targeting a very specific type of person who would be willing to pay high ticket to go pro when it comes to singing. Now, when he first started on YouTube, his very first video did relatively well, and he actually booked clients from that first video. And this was just 4 months ago that it was posted, but his 5th video is the one that really blew up. Don't Sing From Your Throat, #1 vocal exercise to unlock powerful high notes.
well, it's because there's a few key mistakes that you are making.
And by the way, I'm gonna reveal exactly how he was able to get results in my live training, which you can attend by clicking the link in the description and the pinned comment below. So make sure you check that out. Now, one way you can tell that people are probably making more money than what it seems like on YouTube is if you look at their banner and you look at their about section, and it seems like they're targeting a higher ticket type client. So either somebody who's maybe B2B, so that's like business to business, a more sophisticated audience, people who are really trying to go pro in whatever domain that you're talking about, or a affluent audience. So basically, if it looks like they're selling a higher ticket product or they're targeting one of those three types of audiences, then they are very likely making a lot more than what something like vidIQ or ViewStats thinks that they're making. Now, a lot of my niche clients typically don't want to give up their niche just because they can't believe they're making so much money with so few views. And so most of these clients actually remain anonymous. But just to give you a few examples of some anonymous clients that make a ton of money, I've got one client who gets about 100 to 200 views per video, and he makes about $2 million a year. Got another client who gets about 500 to maybe 1,500 views per video, and he makes over $10 million a year. One of the clients just has a few thousand subscribers. The other client has a few tens of thousands of subscribers, so like low tens of thousands of subs. And one of the coolest things is nobody knows they're making money except for me, of course, and them. And so therefore they basically have no competition. And there are so many niches out there just like that where there's tons of money to be made with not that many views. And it's really not that hard to make that type of content as well. A lot of the time it's very simple content that's quite easy and boring to make, but they're making a ton of money. Another previous client that I worked with was Daniel Fazio. Now he has a relatively small channel, doesn't put too much effort into his channel, but he's actually said in the past that he makes around $400,000 a month from YouTube.
Probably like $400,000 a month.
Now, if you looked at his vidIQ and his view stats, vidIQ says he's making about $237 to $712 per month. That's it. And ViewStats says he's making about $100 to $300 a month, and that's it. Now, according to ViewStats, he got about 41,000 views over the last month, and he said it himself, he makes $300,000 to $400,000 per month from YouTube, and that makes complete sense because he has much more of a B2B niche audience, and that means he's making somewhere between $8,000 to $10,000 per 1,000 views, which I work with channels that make, anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 per 1,000 views or even more. And so that makes sense given how niche his audience is. Now, like I said before, on my second channel, I don't have quite as niche of an audience as him. I also don't really put much effort at all into my second channel. It's more of an experiment, but I make around $4,000 per 1,000 views. Now, of course, Daniel sells a high ticket coaching business. That's his cash flow business. And he also has a software business he's involved with as well. So it's Client Ascension and List Kit. So yeah, now you've seen a current client and a former client not getting that many views, but they're both absolutely crushing it. One of them just started on YouTube. The other started a while back, but he doesn't get that many views and he's still absolutely crushing it on YouTube. And if you want to know my philosophies on growing on YouTube, I'm going to be revealing them in a free live training this week. Click that link in the description and the pinned comment below to see it. All right, next person is Serge Guattari. Now he's got around 68,000 subs. It says he's gained about 29,000 views in the last 7 days, which means he would make about $160 to $480 or $123 to $342 a month according to ViewStats. Now, according to ViewStats, he got about 84,000 views, and he's said before on his channel that he's had $600,000 months. Now, we can't say for sure if his channel is making $600,000 a month, but based off of his titles, how I'm making $10 million with AI in 2026, watch me go from 0 to $1 million a month live with AI, and I made $1 million with AI in 45 days. So I think it would be safe to assume that he's still making maybe around $600,000 a month. So based on that 84,000 views, that means he's likely making somewhere between $6,000 to $10,000 per 1,000 views, which makes a lot of sense considering the niche that he's in. You see that he's selling a high ticket product here. He's also selling to a very niche audience, which is basically helping people start build and release businesses that utilize AI. And so it makes a lot of sense that he's making that much money on his channel. By the way, I'll say like his videos are relatively simple. Sometimes he has, a bit fancier intros and stuff, but a lot of the most popular videos on his channel are relatively simple. For instance, if you look this build and release course, it's basically just Google Docs, and then he zooms in and he goes over the things that he's talking about.
Most people who do this funnel will not be profitable. I can promise you that.
Now, if you look at this video, full build and release course, 12 plus hours, that's the most viewed video on his channel. And the funny thing is, it says it only made $941. I would be willing to bet that this video made probably $1 million on its own. All right, next is one of the GOATs of online business, and that is Jason Fladlien. Now, Jason Fladlien is the webinar guy. He is all about webinars. He even has a hat that says Webinar GOAT.
Yeah, the one that's made me over $250 million in sales.
And you know what? I agree with him. He is the webinar GOAT. A lot of what I learned about webinars came from Jason.
My name is Jason Fladlien. They call me the best in the world at webinars, and I'll try to prove it to you today.
Now, in the last 28 days, it says he got 215,000 views. And you might be thinking, well, Shane, that's actually a lot, but he only made about $14 to $50, according to View Stats. But if you look down here, he got 211,000 views from shorts and about 22,000 views from long form content. We really only care about long form content at this point. Maybe at some point down the line in the future, shorts will be better. If YouTube releases DM setting, for instance, shorts might be a lot better. But right now, YouTube shorts are borderline useless when it comes to making money. So Jason, if you see this, stop doing shorts. They're basically a waste of your time right now. And also, I would love to work with you because you have helped me out so much with webinars. But yeah, it's well known that Jason Fladlien has sold over $250 million on webinars. He's had over 150,000 customers. And there is a 0% chance that with 39,000 views over the last 7 days, or even with 22,000 long form views over the last month, there is a 0% chance he's not making at least $50,000 a month from this channel, because he's likely making at least like $500,000 a month overall. So he's definitely making money from this channel too. And if I had to guess, I would say he's probably making between $100,000 and $200,000 a month from this channel. He's doing a lot of things wrong because it's probably not one of his main focuses. He's running shorts, for instance, which is a mistake. Shorts are basically a waste of time, unless you do it in a very specific way, which he's probably not doing it. Additionally, you can kind of see that a lot of these thumbnails are kind of AI generated. They don't even really look like him. So there's a lot of mistakes that he's making here. But with that being said, he's still probably making a good amount of money because YouTube is just that good. And niche content on YouTube is just that good as well, especially if you have a high ticket product to sell. And Jason, if you're seeing this, attend the live training this week. And also just go ahead and book a call with me directly, Jason. I would love to help you make way more money on this channel. All right, the next channel is Shane Hummus Content Growth Engine. This is my second channel. I basically made this channel about 2 years ago because every year I start a new channel, and usually it's a different type of channel because I want to know what it feels like to actually have a brand new channel, because things change on YouTube and I want to make sure that I'm always up with the times. So this year, for instance, I did my brother's channel. I actually just started a channel for him, grew it. And the one that I did the year before was this one. So if you were to look at view stats for this channel, you would see that it only got about 4,000 views over the last month, and it only made about $10 to $29. So you would probably think that I am completely wasting my time. I actually have not recorded a video for this channel, I think in like 3 or 4 months. The only videos we posted were just kind of like clips of interviews I did. I have an awesome guest here, Judd. He is someone who we operate in kind of similar niches, and then videos that we had like a very long time ago. So I have not recorded a video for this channel in like 3 or 4 months because I'm just too busy with other stuff. With that being said, this channel, I think 2 months ago, made about $30,000. Then we looked at the money from last month and it still made over $20,000 with this channel that barely got any views whatsoever. So over the last month, it's gotten 4,000 views. And this last month, the last time we checked the stats, it made over $20,000. So it's getting about $6,000 per 1,000 views at least, which is pretty crazy to think about. So this channel that I'm putting almost no effort into whatsoever is still making me multiple 6 figures a year, even though I'm not even uploading. So I am gonna start posting on this channel more in the future. By the way, this channel is for business owners that wanna get more leads, and it's for advanced YouTubers who are already crushing it and they wanna crush it even harder. And I guess it would be for people who just really wanna take YouTube seriously as well. And if you're one of those types of people, I recommend that you actually just go ahead and book a call with us. It'll be down in the description of the pinned comment below, and it might also be in my about section. And this is only for people who wanna take YouTube very seriously. These are the only types of people that I work with when it comes comes to my coaching program, one-on-one or working with my coaches. There's also done for you elements to my coaching program where we literally just do stuff for you depending on your needs. But yeah, if that sounds like you, go ahead, book that call, click the link in the description. Also click the link in my about section if it's not down there. Additionally, if you want to check out somebody that we worked with who we helped 10x their business, we actually helped them to go from about 30K per month all the way up to over 500K per month. Click this video right here.